1월 30일 화요일날 5시 45분인데 먹기 전에 독서를 좀 하겠습니다. 아침에 독서입니다. The 5 essential people skills. How to assert yourself, listen to others, and resolve conflict. Third, you need to maintain control of the conversation. Make sure the necessary points are addressed and the pertinent questions are effectively addressed. Needless to say, all this should take place within a reasonable time frame. Third, you need to maintain control of the conversation. Inspired destiny, living a fulfilling and purposeful life. Words of power. Choose at least one of the following affirmation and repeat it to yourself every day for at least the next month, ideally for the next few months. If this seems particularly challenging or particularly rewarding, make a commitment to repeat it to yourself every day for the rest of your life. My hierarchy of values dictate my inspired destiny. I am wise, for I make sure that my goals are attuned with my highest values. My goals help me amplify and manifest my greatest dreams. I'm in touch with my authentic self and focused on my purpose. First, break all the rules. Of course, each employee must adhere to certain standards of behavior, certain rules. But within those rules, treat each one differently, each according to his needs. This thinking is well intended and overly simplistic, reminiscent perhaps of the 4-year-old who proudly presents his mother with a red truck for her birthday because that is the present he wants. So the best managers reject the golden rule. Instead, they say treat each person as he would like to be treated, bearing in mind who he is. The communication problem solver, simple tools and techniques for busy managers, partnership behavior, for feedback to be observed and applied, a collaborative discussion in which the employee explore the issue and the best alternatives yield the most ownership of solution going forward. 낮에 가미노 미야오 스데 사세타노카 대니와 난노 부기모 못대 이나갔다. 私のサムソンは彼らに言った。私の若い目牛で高屋さなかったなら、私の魔女は 解けなかった。サムソンは彼らに言った。食らう者から食い物が手、強い者から甘み物が手だ。牛または羊の10分の1については、すべて牧者の末の下を10番目に通る者は、主に聖なるものである。それゆえ、子供らよ、今私の言うことを聞け、私の道を守る者は幸いである。教訓を聞いて知恵を得よ。これを捨ててはならない。私の言うことを聞き、日々私の門の傍らでうがかい、私の戸口の柱の脇で待つ人は幸いである。それは私を得る者は命を得、主から恵みを得るからである。私を失う者は自分の命を損なう。すべて私を憎む者は死を愛する者である。知恵は自分の家を建て、その7つの柱を立て、獣を振り、酒を混ぜ合わせて振る舞いを備え、橋溜を使わして町の高いところで呼ばわり言わせた。愚かな女は愚かな女は騒がしく、みだらで恥を知らない。Thank God it's Monday. Picked 2 weekly inspirational messages to blast away your Monday blues. Comparison is the sip of joy. Comparison is the sip of joy. The fact is that we all live curated lives online and even sometimes offline. No one really shares every single thing that is happening in their real lives without some sort of filter over it. Public Speaking for Dummies. Finally, a public speaking book that's both artistic and entertaining. Getting a volunteer from the audience. One of the best ways to coax a response out of an audience is to put people in the audience into your act. It's an ego thing. They identify with the audience member who stand before them. Suddenly, your talk becomes a lot more personal. Your best life now. 7 steps to living in your full potential. Choose to be happy. Live to give. Find strength through adversity. What the enemy meant for evil, God turned around and used it to his advantage. And in the midst of the struggle, God healed Lisa's body. To this day, my sister is healthy and well. Chaotics, the beginnings of managing and marketing in the age of turbulence. What services should we be outsourcing? How do we do it? And much can we save? Be all you can be, a challenge to stretch your God-given potential. We need to realize that our problems are going to be there until we tackle them. Extraordinary keys to a breakthrough life. It is sharper than the sharpest knife, cutting deep into our innermost thought and desire. Public speaking. 3 of the most common rhetorical strategies are definition, imagery, and the metaphor. Assessing your progress. Chapter summary. Language functions on referential, relational, and symbolic levels. Until he does so, he labors under a curse. Acing the interview. How to ask and answer the question that will gain you the job. How many? If you get the sense that the screener really doesn't know much about the job or the hiring authority, or his or her job is to simply check the boxes on someone else's criteria page, don't embarrass. Don't embarrass the person by asking, how many people on my level have you hired here? Your next season. Many executives find their purpose through engaging in things that mean the most to them. Family, giving back, charitable causes that touch their heart, or that they feel the world needs some muscle behind. Brain rules. 12 principles for surviving and thriving at work, home, and school. He may very well hold the future of the American education and business sectors in his hands. 聖書の中の成功物語。人が世に出るようになったり、偉大な人物として成功したりしてゆくことを、ただ単にその人の生来の才能や特性のゆえだとするのは確かに間違っています。人生にもその人の持っているものとは全く別な運命の見えない井戸があって、それが人生を大きく左右することを知らなければなりません。その見えない運命の井戸をつかみ取るためには、人の心が見えない世界に目覚めることが必要なのです。これは神の与えてくださる恵みなのです。 私たちは今日人生の成功、あまりにも人間本人に考え、決定していないかどうかを反省すべき時に来ていると思うのです。特に学歴社会の定着した風潮の中では、ただ学歴だけが若者の人生の価値さえも決定してしまう危険があるのです。人間の持つ可能性が教育、それも学校教育だけによってのみ開発されると考えているならば、それは重大な人材損失にそのまま直結しているのではないかと言えるのです。苦難の通しての人生の困難。I declare 31 promises to speak over your life. God says that to each one of us, is there anything too hard for me? Do you think your dreams are too big for God to bring to pass? Do you think that your relationship is too far gone for God to restore? Do you think you just have to live with that sickness the rest of your life? No. Get a new vision? No. Get a new vision today. Get a new vision today. Put on a new attitude. God is saying, I'm all powerful. I can turn any situation around. It doesn't matter what it looks like in the natural world. He is a supernatural God. God says that to each one of us. Is there anything too hard for me? From failure to success, everyday habits and exercises to build mental resilience and turn failures into success. This step is essential to leverage failure as a valuable tool for your future endeavors. After all, you've just discarded an approach that doesn't work, so now you'll be more likely to succeed, just like you are more likely to pick the correct answer if you go from your possible answers to 3. The power of a praying husband. Now that our children are grown, I travel frequently on book tours and speaking engagement. Perfect digestion, the key to balanced living. Regarding exercise, the 3 common mistakes people make are these: over-exercising, going solo, the extraordinary rise and surprising appeal of living alone. I did spend some time there when I volunteered next door, and I knew it had possibilities. Ask more. The power of a question to open doors, uncover solution, and spark the change. I remember in my childhood, you did not leave the house during the huge chunks of the day. Pete told me later, maybe inside you had a fan, but outside it was 100 and you wouldn't be able to do anything. Speaking. If you think speaking before others is hopelessly difficult or even scary, Open this book and think again. Post hoc, ergo propter hoc. Literally, after this, therefore, on account of it, assuming that something that comes after is caused by what came before. Next, you need to check your logic and language, add an introduction and conclusion, and come up with one or more visual aid, if appropriate. On speaking well, when the subject is speech writing, the first name on every list is Peggy. On speaking well, how to give a speech with style, substance, and clarity. All the internet, computer, email people will be there, and I have several thoughts on it. Emotional design, why we love or hate everyday things. Because many of these robots will work in the home environment, interacting with people and other household robots, they will need to display their emotion, to have something analogous to facial expression and body language. "12 Rules for Life, an Antidote to Chaos." As the Tao Te Ching has it, he who contrives defeats his purpose, and he who is grasping loses. The sage does not contrive to win, and therefore is not defeated. He is not grasping, so does not lose. Or the 100 simple secrets of successful people, what scientists have learned and how you can use it. This said, instead of an emphasis who is right and who is wrong, the underlying emphasis in healthy relationship is on what can be done to improve the situation for everyone involved. The quantum life. There is a better way to live. One of those supporters is pulsed electromagnetic frequency. PEMF is a 40-year technology that has been approved by the Federal Drug Administration for pain and non-union fractures, and was initially used with astronauts after a post-space program. Starting a food truck business. Once your truck is operating, you'll want to protect and grow it into a profitable enterprise, growing your business. Mouse, managing your mouse, an owner's manual for your most important business asset. Chapter 6, how to treat confidential and proprietary information. It dissipates. Pitch perfect, how to say it right the first time every time. Wow, I thought we are about to see how a real pro does it. Her speech was probably no more than 6 to 7 minutes, but it felt like an hour. There was no structure, no flow. There was no structure, no flow, and no content. Your best life now. Of Willing Heart. I had spent 17 years behind the scenes at Lakewood managing our television production. Lose your day. 6 keys to maximizing your success and accelerating your dreams. When you make sacrifices to help other people's dreams come to pass, God will help make your dream come to pass. Fear not tomorrow, God is already there, trusting Him in uncertain times. It is doubtful that God can use a man greatly until he has hurt him deeply. Which increase insulin and insulin growth are the factors. The upper room, where the world meets to pray. Resurrection means our old selves are crucified with Christ, so that our new selves may arise from the dead. Meditation to heal your life. I cherish my meditation times. When I meditate, I connect with the deep inner, unchanging part. Unchanging part of myself. Here I am energy. I am light. I am the answer already arrived. I am eternal beingness being here now. 私を求めて生きよう。死の影の谷を行くときも、死の影の谷を行くときも、私は災いを恐れない。あなたが私と共にいてくださる。人生には目を開いて、通過できない地点があります。死の影の谷、すぐんで歩けなくなります。歩けなくていいのです。羊飼いがその胸に抱いて一緒に追加してくださいます。You can, you will. 8 undeniable qualities of a winner. Keep growing. Be proactive. Be intentional. Build on your gift. And continually improve. Like David, because you are prepared, I believe and declare God is about to thrust you into the fullness of your destiny. He will open doors that no man can shut. You will go further than you could imagine and become the winner He created you to be. The art of asking. Ask better questions, get better answers. The attempt to create some confusion around the bidding's performance was cleared up after the fact to the disappointment of the manager. The zigzag principle. The road to success is never a straight line. The goal-setting strategy that will revolutionize your business and your life. There are 3 very powerful functions that this 5-minute whiteboard fills. Instantly, everyone on the team knows what the critical tasks are for the week. The psychology book, the psychotherapy, the unconscious determines behavior. Approach to schizophrenia. L's main work centers on the understanding and the treatment of schizophrenia, a serious mental disorder characterized by severe disruption in psychological functioning, and on explaining it to ordinary people. The fear disorganization, creating psychological safety in the workplace for learning, innovation, and growth, safe and sound. It is not death that a man should fear. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Building a story brand. Clarify your message so customers will listen. Use the 7 elements of great storytelling to grow your business. Let's just call these the basics. The 5 things your website should include: an upper above the fold. When people go to your website, the first thing they see is the image and the text above the folder. The power of storytelling: captivate, convince, or convert an obedience audience using stories from top CEOs. David Packard. This committee is hereby dissolved. Bureaucracy, centralization versus decentralization, decision-making paralysis. Organization that preach expand can also contract. Unlimited power. Anchoring is restricted to the most profound emotion and experience. Managing the stress. To understand the concept of qi, it is helpful to view it in the cultural perspective where it originated. Influence: how women's soaring economic power will transform our world for the better. Our generation is very used to building networks and creating community in our professional lives, so we do the same thing in our personal lives. Learn like a pro, science-based tools to become better at anything. To achieve this, you may plan to read about photosynthesis from 3 different sources and practice using the elaboration techniques. Step 3. Learn. Learn according to your plan, experimenting with different tools. Public speaking skill. Get your message across with greater clarity and the impact. If you sound sloppy and muffled, the sound is likely vibrating from the back of your throat. power to reinvent yourself, how to break the destructive patterns in your life. Instead of encouraging one another in a godly way, these friends spur each other on toward a life of self-destruction. Scripture tells us, the lips of an adulteress drip honey, and the speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave. Her steps lead straight to the grave. She gives no thought to the way of life. Her passages are crooked, but she knows it not. Proverbs chapter 5. What should I do with my life? The true story of people who answered the ultimate question. This was eye-opening. This was eye-opening. Does your life change? Sure. Do you make the sacrifice? Absolutely. Do you make the sacrifices? But nature take care of us. But nature take care of us. Trust in radical truth and radical transparency. Understanding what is true is essential for success, and being radically transparent about everything, including mistake and weakness, help create the understanding that lead to improvement. That's not just a theory. We have put this into practice at Bridgewater for over 40 years, so we know how it works. But like most things in life, being radically truthful and transparent has cons as well as pros, which I will describe as accurately as possible in this chapter. The Bible power for successful living. The study indicated that the average individual can expect 11 extra years of life by following these 7 simple rules. Don't smoke a cigarette. Drink moderately or not at all. Keep your weight normal. Exercise moderately. Exercise moderately 2 or 3 times a week. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day. Eat 3 square meals. Eat 3 square meals a day. Eat breakfast regularly. The grass withers, the flowers fade, but the word of our God remains forever. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 8. Wake up to hope. Our words have tremendous power and are similar to seeds. By speaking them aloud, they are planted in our subconscious mind, take root, grow, and produce fruit of the same kind. Whether we speak positive or negative words, we will reap exactly what we sow. That's why we need to be extremely careful about what we think and say. There was a part of me that had all the funniest lines for making fun of their name. And sure, you can make fun of these other people. Mastering fear, mastering fear. And did I mention homeless? Technically speaking, anyway, James doesn't have a house or apartment of his own. Instead, he lives in Airbnb here and there. Now, he's sort of a brilliant, nerdy, juicy, multimillionaire Jack without the violence. Nerdy.